In a realm where myths danced with reality, there lived a young prince named Adrian. His life was a tapestry woven with the threads of privilege, but it lacked one crucial element: adventure. He yearned to break free from the confines of his gilded cage, to explore the world beyond his father's kingdom. One day, while poring over ancient maps in the royal library, he stumbled upon a cryptic parchment that spoke of a mystical land shrouded in mist and magic, a place known as Intrigued and filled with wanderlust. Adrian resolved to embark on a journey to discover this enchanting realm. He devised a plan, a secret one that would allow him to slip out of the kingdom undetected. Under the cover of darkness, he donned simple clothes, disguising himself as a commoner. With a knapsack containing provisions and a heart brimming with excitement, he left the castle unnoticed, venturing into the unknown with nothing but the map and his wits to guide him. As he ventured deeper into the Whisperwood, the trees seemed to close in around him, forming a verdant tunnel that led him deeper into their mystical embrace. The air grew heavy with the scent of pine, and the sound of bird song was replaced by an eerie silence. Just when he began to question his path, the trees parted, revealing a sight that took his breath away. Before him lay a valley bathed in ethereal light. A sparkling river meandered through fields of vibrant flora, and in the distance, majestic snow-capped mountains pierced the cloud. It was as if he had stumbled upon a hidden paradise, untouched and serene. And in the center of it all stood a magnificent crystal, its facets shimmering with an otherworldly glow. As Adrian approached, the crystal hummed with energy, its light intensifying until it blazed with brilliance. Suddenly, from behind the crystal, a majestic white unicorn emerged, its horn spiraling towards the heavens. Its eyes, pools of liquid sapphire, locked onto Adrian, and it let out a melodious whinny that echoed through the valley. Startled yet enthralled, Adrian found himself drawn to the unicorn. As it approached, he noticed intricate patterns adorning its coat, each curve and swirl telling a silent story. Then the unicorn dipped its head, nuzzling against his hand, and in that moment, Adrian felt a profound connection, a bond that transcended words. The unicorn, sensing his wonder, lowered its head again, guiding him towards the crystal, its presence radiating trust and understanding. Adrian, following its lead, reached out and touched the cool surface of the crystal. Instantly, images flooded his mind, vivid and breathtaking. He saw himself no longer as a sheltered prince, but as a courageous adventurer, exploring uncharted lands, facing fearsome beasts, and unraveling ancient mysteries. These weren't just dreams or fantasies. They were aspirations, desires hidden deep within his soul. The unicorn, having conveyed its message, turned and with a final whinny that resonated in Adrian's heart, vanished back behind the crystal. The crystal, too, shimmered once more and then receded into the ground, leaving behind a smooth, featureless stone. With newfound determination, Adrian tucked the stone into his bag. He understood now that this was no ordinary journey. It was a test, a series of challenges designed to shape him, to forge him into someone greater, someone worthy of the dreams that Aloria had unveiled to him. His path became clearer. He was to venture forth, embracing the unknown with courage and wisdom. But how could he be sure he was up to the task? Doubts crept in, whispering tales of his sheltered upbringing, reminding him of his naivety and inexperience. Yet as these doubts echoed in his mind, Adrian pressed on. He knew that true growth lay not in comfort, but in the battles fought and lessons learned along the way. Each step took him further from the pampered prince and closer to a man of substance. As days turned into weeks, Adrian's resolve hardened like tempered steel. The gentle prince had transformed into a young man ready to face the world. His spirit, once as untested as fine silver, was now as strong and resilient as the mountains that had witnessed his journey. But the Whisperwood was not ready to release him. It had one final test, one last trial to ensure that Adrian had truly transformed. The forest itself seemed to shift and change, forming a maze of twisting paths and deceptive trails. Thorny bushes reached out as if to snag his clothes, and gnarled roots tripped him, testing his balance and patience. All the while, strange whispers echoed around him, weaving illusions to mislead him, to break his spirit. Yet Adrian pressed on, his steps unwavering, his eyes fixed on the path ahead. Each obstacle he overcame only served to strengthen his resolve, to sharpen his senses. And finally, as if the forest itself had bowed to his tenacity, the trees began to part, revealing a clearing bathed in warm sunlight. In the center stood an ancient oak, its branches gnarled and wise. And at its base lay a winding staircase that seemed to lead to the very heart of the earth. This, Adrian knew, was his final challenge, a descent into the heart of the Whisperwood, a confrontation with the forest's ancient spirit. With a deep breath, he began his descent, each step echoing in the stillness, his every sense on high alert. At the bottom of the stairs, he found himself in a vast cavern, the air thick with a scent of damp earth and ancient magic. Before him loomed a towering figure wreathed in emerald light, the spirit of the Whisperwood itself. The spirit, after what seemed like an eternity, rumbled, its voice echoing through the cavern, testing Adrian's mettle. It spoke of courage, wisdom, and compassion, qualities that defined a true leader, a protector of the realm. But its voice softened when it spoke of the sheltered life Adrian had led, of the kindness and empathy that shone from his heart. The spirit saw not a naive youth, but a potential king, a ruler who could bring prosperity and justice to a lord. In that moment, Adrian understood that the Whisperwood had not been a test, but a crucible, forging him, challenging him to become the best version of himself. He had not just found, he had become a part of it. And as the spirit of the Whisperwood bestowed upon him the blessings of the forest, Adrian emerged from the woods, forever changed. The journey had stripped away the naivete of the sheltered prince, leaving in his wake a young man ready to embrace his destiny. He carried with him not just the wisdom of the ancients and the blessings of the forest, but also a renewed sense of purpose. Adrian's tale serves as a reminder that journeys, whether physical or metaphorical, have the power to transform us. It's in the face of challenges, in the battles fought and lessons learned that we truly grow, discovering strengths and resilience we never knew we possessed. His is a story of self-discovery, of stepping out of the familiar and comforting to embrace the unknown. Adrian didn't just find Aloria, he became a part of it. He discovered that the world, much like him, was full of magic and wonder, just waiting to be uncovered. So, dear viewers, when life's journey takes you to uncharted territories, when you're faced with choices that lead you away from the familiar, remember Adrian's tale. Embrace the unknown, for it may just lead you to your own personal Aloria, a place where your dreams take flight and your true self is born. Thank you for joining us on this enchanted journey. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories. Until next time, may your paths be filled with magic and your spirits with endless curiosity.